Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Join hosts Dan Melnick and Qasim Masood as they explore big ideas, limitless possibilities, and engage with visionaries, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders who dare to dream big, get inspired, motivated, and find practical tips for personal growth. Think big, dream bigger, and ignite your potential.
Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Today, our guest is Carlos. Carlos, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
How are you? Good to see you again.
Likewise. Thank you. I like the energy. So, Carlos, can you please let us know where you live and what you do?
Yes, of course. I live in San Antonio, Texas, and I am a leadership coach and business consultant.
Awesome. Awesome. So, as a founder, Carlos, you must have a lot of responsibilities. In fact, founders usually have a lot of responsibilities. This is a normal thing. But we want to know what are your core responsibilities in the company?
My responsibilities in the company is really the entire thing, right? I'm a very small company, but I started consulting in 2016. So I've been doing it for about 9 years and literally been doing everything. So from accounting to being the sales guy, right? I think that's every entrepreneur's way of doing things until you can start paying for the expert, right? So after 9 years, I've been able to work with virtual VAs, and now I have consultants that work with me on a 1099 basis. I just kind of bring the expertise or the experts on different subjects to kind of provide the best experience for the clients.
Awesome, awesome. So, Carlos, let us know about the company, what your company is doing, and why your company is doing. Because there must be some inspirational factor behind the scene. I'm not sure, but still, the biggest why still will be there.
Yeah, absolutely. So just like everybody else's story, I think, is I was in the corporate world. I worked my way up the corporate ladder in this company that I was for a little over 26 years. It was all in manufacturing and operations, specifically on medical devices. So all my expertise has been in operations and manufacturing. But early in my career, I discovered that I was really good at talking to people. I was really good at bringing people together, form a team, and get to a common goal. So just naturally. And then I just kept going and kept going. And obviously, like every brand new leader, I hit a wall the first time I was promoted, but I didn't realize then what I needed. I just kind of figured it out on my own over the years and over the years. So I got to a very high level in this organization. But the last person that was my supervisor, my direct manager, it was the president of like a $6 million division. He was just a horrible human being and he treated people so badly. And I tried to help him. I had one-on-ones with him and I tried to coach him to be a better leader. And he would just bow his head down and say, yeah, I know I have a problem. I know I need help. Thing is, it never changed. So we could loosen people. That's really where it started, the whole idea of this leadership, right? But that was the start. I failed because I couldn't change him. I couldn't help him. So people were leaving. People were afraid. He created this toxic environment. So what happened is I literally sacrificed myself and I resigned. I resigned and said, I can't be like this. I can't be in this environment. And I did, hoping that the higher ups would see it and try to do something about it. Well, they didn't. And the guy stayed for a little over 2 years until I don't know what he did. He was walked out by security. That's what I know. But that's why I left. And then I had no idea what I was going to do. A week later, all I did was change my LinkedIn profile that said I was a VP of operations and I changed it to consultant because I had no idea what I was going to do. This company reached out to me, a week later and said, hey, we see your profile. You have a lot of experience in manufacturing. We're a small medical device manufacturer. Can you help us? That's how my business started, right? So it started in the consulting realm of process improvement, continuous improvement. But the very early thing that I notice is that every time I go into a company, they think they have a process problem. And it usually is 10, 15% a process problem, and it's 80 to 85% leadership problem.
That's a big diagnostic.
Because leaders have, absolutely. And then I see it, I would say 99% of the times, 99% of all my clients in the last 9 years, that's been the pattern. About 5 years ago, I decided because I really liked the leadership side of it. So I was doing a lot of the consulting, so operations and manufacturing and process improvement. But about 5 years ago, I got to go into this logistics company, about 600 employees. And they hired me to kind of assess the talent they had and see if I could revamp the organization. And the first thing that happened is, well, all of the leaders were not trained. All of the leaders were individual contributors. They were operations. And then all of a sudden, because they were good, they said, "Oh, now you're the boss. Now you're the leader of this." And I'm talking team leads, supervisors, managers, directors, VPs, all of them. But they were never trained. And so I tested a training theory that I had with them. And that's when the creation of my leadership training course came about. I named it Elevate and Lead. And what it is a course specifically designed for aspiring or first-time leader. And it is all about the emotional and mindset of becoming a leader. So if you think about it, none of us have that conversation. We get promoted and then you're like, oh yeah, now you're the boss. So yesterday, all of these guys were my coworkers. All of these guys were my friends. And now I'm their boss. How do I feel about that? How do I talk to them?
Makes sense.
What do I say? Now they look at me weird now just from one day to the next. No idea how to navigate that. We all go through that. That's what my course teaches. And that's how it started doing that. So about 5 years ago, I started doing just leadership training specifically. I still do a lot of consulting work for process improvement, but my happy place is the leadership training. So I do on-site facilitations. I'm actually working on a video version of the course so that I can reach more people and, have it more affordable. And I just recently partnered with another friend of mine who actually worked for me in that same company.
Mm-hmm.
Recently wrote a book about management and the management gaps. So we started facilitating together and we combined 3 different facilitations that we offer company. That's how I got to where I'm in the company. So in essence, leadership training, leadership coaching, I do one-on-one coaching, but my passion is the facilitation to more leaders and specifically first-time leaders.
That's interesting. Wow, that's interesting. Awesome. So, Carlos, I know you are already training the leadership, but in our podcast, can you tell us the 3 main things to take care whenever the owners or the entrepreneurs are selecting a leadership from their team?
The thing that most people miss is that everybody thinks that once you become a leader, you get stuck in the title and you get stuck in the hierarchy and the title and all the outside of the part of becoming a leader.
Exactly.
Nobody focuses on the inside. The first piece of advice is be human. Don't put a front. Don't say, "Oh, I'm tough, I'm the boss." No, go deep into your feelings and be human. That's like the best advice I can give you is you want to become the best leader you can be and see the impact that you're going to have, be human. Deep down in your humanity and talk to people like another human being. 2 is self-awareness. If you are not self-aware of what you lack, what you need, and all your good stuff as well, you're never going to be able to change. You're never going to be able to improve. So I always say, look in the mirror first. You like what you see, or why are you acting that way, or why do you feeling that? Where's that feeling coming from? So do a deep dive in front of the mirror before you start asking somebody else to try to follow you. Nobody will follow you if you don't believe in yourself. And be self-aware. A lot of leaders, a lot of top leaders, they miss that opportunity. So it's the old-fashioned way of doing things. So I'm in charge. So now I take charge in demanding. And the sooner you drop the guard and become vulnerable and just create an environment where everybody can be themselves and get the best out of them in their own version and put them in the right spot, the potential of the business is unreal. You can only accomplish that by having that conversation, that human conversation. Be open about everything. Nobody will follow you if you are not genuine.
Makes sense. Well, Carlos, can you share one of the biggest challenge or the most interesting challenge that you have ever faced? By the way, you have already shared pretty good challenges, but still, please share one challenge that you faced in your current business.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me put my business owner cap on, right? Because that's really where the challenge is. When you have a passion for doing something, that usually is not an issue, right? But as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, I think I face the same challenges as everybody else. Is how do you keep a steady stream of customers, right? So without spending hundreds and thousands of dollars in advertising and all of that, because in my business, I'm not selling a widget that you can buy.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
I am selling services. I am selling myself. So people have to know me, trust me, and like me. And that takes time.
Yeah.
So that's been the biggest challenge in my business is to come up with the right system where I can start building that trust, like, and and like factor and build that bucket so that stream of customers continues to be regular. So that's been the biggest challenge. I think I've been able to create a system that works. So, but you have that curve. I'm probably way past the midpoint and getting into the top end of it. So hopefully I'll start seeing the results. But that has been my biggest challenge.
Awesome. Well, that's great. So, Carlos, obviously, you are spreading the education via your courses, via your mentorship, sort of from all these channels. But what is the eligibility criteria to onboard a client? Because I'm not sure if you are welcoming every entrepreneur, every business owner to join your course and or to join your consultancy. But if I just want to know, like, if there is any eligibility criteria, like if Qasim can do a backflip, then Qasim can join the course. Otherwise, he cannot join the course. Sort of like this thing. Is there anything like criteria?
I don't have any hard criteria, no. So anybody that is looking to become a leader, so aspiring leaders, anybody that is a brand new leader, so somebody that was just promoted, or even seasoned leaders that've been doing it for a long time, but they were never properly trained, or they're struggling emotionally and mentally, all those qualify. So industry specific, I try to stay in manufacturing, operations, logistics, distribution, because that's what I know.
Yeah.
But I'm teaching leadership.
Yeah.
Right. So on the operations side, I stick to those industries, but on the leadership side, there's really anybody can join. I probably don't have a lot of avenues just yet. So I don't have one like online group leadership training yet. I'm actually working on it that anybody can join. Right. I want to make it very affordable because my vision, my goal is that to get as many people as possible to get them from the beginning. If you look at it, most of leadership trainings come from the top. So they want the CEOs, they want the VPs, the directors. I actually want from the bottom up. Before you get to that point, let me mold you so you become a really impactful leader. That's my vision.
That's good. That's good.
I said, I don't turn away anybody. I have a conversation with anybody. If I can help them, I will try.
That's so nice of you. That's so nice of you. So, Carlos, we got a lot of advices from your conversation for sure. But still, can you give us the biggest piece of advice for our entrepreneurs, and especially for the ones who are planning to start their business, they are dreaming to be their own boss?
Yeah, absolutely. The biggest piece of advice I can give you, and based on my own experience, is know when to ask for help. And it is okay to ask for help. It doesn't matter who it is. Get a coach, get a friend, get another expert in your field. Talk to people, raise your hand and say, I need help, because none of us can do this alone. We all need help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. That's my
only need courage to say this. This is a big thing, but looks like maybe it's not important. I should not ask for any help. But yeah, that's great. Yeah, we just need some courage to ask for the help. Deep inside, everybody need help, but we stay zip our lips. All right.
Yep. And we think we can do it all. Yeah. We think we can do it all. Reality is we can't. We can't because we're not expert at everything. You know one thing really good, but running a business, you have to know a lot. You have to do a lot, and you won't be able to. That's the reality of it. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to say, I can't do this. I definitely need help.
Exactly. Well, Carlos, it was very informative, and I learned a lot of things. Hopefully, I can apply them. Thanks for joining us today. But before we hop off, can you please let your viewers know how they can reach you? You can share your website or social media, whatever you want to share.
Yeah, so I am very active on LinkedIn. That's really where I get a lot of my clients. LinkedIn is my place, but I am also very active on all social media. So I have TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and my website is delsico.com. And the phone number is 210-294-6043, or you can reach me by email, carlos.deleon@delsico.com. But through my website or through my LinkedIn, just connect with me, and you can either schedule a free consultation or just virtual coffees and we can have a conversation. I do a lot of networking as well. But LinkedIn should be the best spot you'll find me.
Thank you so much. Thanks for joining today, and hopefully we will stay in touch. Have a good day.
Absolutely. Thanks for that, Qasim.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye-bye.